Alright, I said a long time ago that I would do a full review on MOGA Pro Controller by PowerA, and it's been a long, many months. And honestly, lately I haven't been doing any videos, so I'm really glad to be able to tell a little bit about this. Um, First off, this controller is fantastic, okay? It's everything that you could possibly need in an Android controller. In fact, I wish that it worked for more devices. I wish that I could connect it easily to my computer. There are ways to do it, but it's really complicated and annoying. I started to do it and I just stopped messing with it because I said, really, what's the point? What am I after here? It works great for your phone. It has this little stand that comes out. I think I talked about that in my other video. Um, it expands to fit all sizes of phones, and it holds securely. It has these little pads, right? These little rubberized pads here, and it's great. One thing to note is that to connect it, it says this in the instructions in the box, but sometimes people don't read the instructions. There are two modes here. There's A mode and a B mode. Always pair it with the B mode, okay? So pair it to your Bluetooth and your Bluetooth settings on your phone. Pair it with B mode and just keep it on B mode. You don't have to turn the thing off because all you need to do to turn it on, I don't really press it right now because it might mess up the recording. You just press this button here and the thing turns right on. It pairs very quickly with my phone, and there's a little light that comes on here letting you know it's on. Once it's connected to your phone, if you press and hold the power button, it will show you how charged it is. I believe it's 1, 2, 3, 4, like the percentage of the battery that's charged, and the battery lasts forever. Now this is made so that you can connect this up and charge your phone. You're supposed to plug in your phone to the back. I've never done that. I wouldn't suggest doing that. And the reason why is because, well, number one, I have a USB Type-C phone, and I know I could get a connector that would allow me to use USB-A to USB, I think that's how you say it. Anyway, from this older generation to the USB Type-C, I could do that, but I never really had the opportunity or the necessity to do that. I keep my phone charged, and whenever I play it, I would just play kind of sitting down with the power cord hooked to my phone. The reason why I say I wouldn't use it is just because, man, the battery life on this is absolutely fantastic. Okay, so keep your phone charged, and I rarely have ever even charged this thing. The Nintendo Switch Pro controller, right? I've had to charge that more. This is supposed to be a 40-hour life battery life. I don't know. This thing seems to last like forever. Rarely ever needs to be charged. It actually kind of feels better in my hand than the Pro controller. It's just like a tighter grip on here, and this one's a little bit wider. I don't know. It just feels it feels good in the hand. It has every button you could possibly need. It's set up the same exact way. Okay? I mean, look at that. It has everything you could possibly need. Every button that's on here, pretty much. Well, okay, there's a select and a start. Okay, maybe technically this has a couple more buttons, but you don't need it for what you're going to use this for. You're going to use this for Android games, and you're going to get everything you need out of this. I played it both with, the little holder down. I play it, gripping the phone. You just pull it up, and it connects so easily. Yeah, I mean, what else do you need to know? One thing that you do need to know, I filmed some footage of this, and I don't really think it necessary to include it, but my A button, I'm pretty sure it was, this A button here, the one that says A on it, I pressed it on another one that I had, and I kept dying in these games because it wasn't clicking. Now, let's see if you can hear this. It was flat sounding, and these depress and they come right back up. You know, they really spring. That other one is kind of like it just felt wrong. It didn't feel responsive. If you get one like that and you notice that it's just not working properly, let the manufacturer, or actually let the person that you're ordering from on Amazon know, and you can ship it back and order a new one. That's how it worked for me, and this one's been great. It didn't have that same problem. Actually, how I found out is there was a game that I was playing where every single, I think it was the X, A, the X, A, and B buttons all did the exact same thing. It was all jump, and that's how I knew for a fact that it was a bad button. But manufacturing defects happen, and the seller made it right. I've been using this for months, and it's worked flawlessly. Occasionally, you might have a hiccup in connection with Bluetooth, but hey, this stuff is expected to happen now and then. But yeah, whenever I've used it, I mean, it's honestly gathering a little dust since I got my Switch. It's gathering a lot of dust, quite frankly. Um, but yeah, it changes the gameplay. I played this with Asphalt 8, great racing game. And, you know, in some ways, I kind of prefer just using the on screen controls for that. But it just adds a new element. I think this is, accelerate, there's brake, I mean, all these different buttons perform a different function. And for a person who's playing a game on Android that uses many different buttons, and you're trying to play this thing that's crammed onto a space that big, your fingers are all over this. That's just unacceptable, and it's not going to work out good for you. It's going to give you a bad experience, and you may think that the game stinks when it's actually the fact that they're trying to incorporate controls for too many things on a screen. The other thing that I do like about this, like playing that racing game or whatever, there's something about this pressing a button. It actually feels wrong to press on a hard surface. Try it out. You'll see what I'm talking about. When you're on your phone, it's a hard surface. There's no give. All right. It kind of gets tiring on your thumbs or whatever. This, it just springs back. It kind of pushes your thumb back. You have that immediate response. It's good. It's just, you buy the thing. If you're trying to find a controller to use for your Android device for whatever purpose, whatever game you're trying to play that has that many buttons, just buy the thing. I can't speak to the smaller of these controllers. My hands are big, and this is great. As far as portability, I never really thought about taking this with me on the go. I did take it on vacation with me, and I used it there, but I can't speak to the smaller one. I didn't even try it, and they haven't sent me one of those because why would they? So anyway, this is for this controller. I say go for it. I would even say go for the larger version unless you have really, really tiny hands or your child or whatever. I think you'd be happy with it. And I finally got around to doing this review. I hope that it helped you to see that this is worthwhile and it's less expensive than and other options and more reliable. I was looking at some other controllers, in the genre of the games that I was looking at, and you had to go through so much rigmarole to get them connected to, via Bluetooth, and the connection would drop and everything. This maintains the connection. It's solid. It's great, and I did see that this same company creates a controller that can be used on the Nintendo Switch. This is the only one, from Nintendo that I know about. These other ones, I believe, are licensed to be used for Nintendo. But to my knowledge, number one, I'm pretty sure they're wired. Correct me if I'm wrong. And it's great to have a wireless controller. The other thing that I'm nearly 100% positive about is that I don't think there's a rumble pack built into the MOGA or controller or whatever they call it, Power A, whatever, ones that they make for the Nintendo Switch, and that's a deal breaker. How are you supposed to find power moons in Super Mario Odyssey? They're ones where the controller vibrates when you get near. That's a deal breaker. I don't even understand how you could play the game well with that. Anyway, something to think about. Power A, if that's the name of your kind of MOGA, whatever. Think about that, because these controllers are actually, they're more affordable, and in my opinion, maybe a little bit better, or at least the same as far as feel and functionality. Anyway, that's my 2 cents. I hope that this could help you out. I thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will talk to you in another video. Thank you.